This video is a quick way to turn your color photograph into a black and white version. So I've gone ahead and I've opened up one of my color photos in Photoshop. This is actually a picture that I took for one of the compositions for C-Curve. And what I'm going to do is first convert it to grayscale. So when I convert it to grayscale, I'm going to be taking all of the color out and leaving just the black, white, and gray. So in the top toolbar, I'm going to click on Image, and then Mode, and then I'm going to click on Grayscale. And you're going to have this option pop up asking if you want to discard color information. For what we're doing, we're okay with this, so just click Discard, and it's just going to take all the color out, leaving a black and white version. To Grayscale, which will be covered later on in some of the other Photoshop videos. But the mode to grayscale is just really simple. From here, you'll be able to change some of the tonality and contrast in your picture. This can help improve the overall look. So to do so, we're going to be using something called levels. So on the right-hand side, you'll see an Adjustments tab, and within it are all these little icons. You're going to find the icon that looks like a pointy mountain range. And when you hover over it, you'll see that it says levels. So go ahead, you click on that, and what you'll see is a histogram, this kind of white mountain graphic. So with this, the histogram shows you the amount of black, white, and gray you have within your photograph. On the bottom, underneath the histograph, you have a black slider, a gray one, and a white one. And depending on how much graph is above it, shows how much of that tone you have. So these sliders move back and forth. So if I click on the white slider and move it to the left, you'll see that my image starts to get more and more of the white value. If I take the black slider and move it to the right, I'm going to get more and more of the black. And then the gray one, if I move it to the left or to the right, kind of makes the picture a little bit darker or lighter and adjust some of the gray. So there's no perfect formula for adjusting your levels. Each photograph is very different, so you just have to play with the sliders and see what looks best. One of the rules of thumb is to move the white and black sliders to the bottom of the first big slope. So right now I'm just moving the white slider over to where it starts to peak up. It didn't do a lot of change, but it did a little bit. If I keep moving over, you're going to see that it's going to just add more and more white. You want to avoid having pure white that's very stark, because that's going to make your image look flat and fake. So a little bit does go a long way. Now I'm going to look at the black slider, move that one over a little bit until it's right underneath where some of the black tones start, and that seemed to improve it a little bit. So my shadows got a little bit more of the black color in it. And then with the gray one, I kind of shift it left or right, or not at all, kind of put it back where it was. But this, you're kind of looking for the contrast, that separation of black and white, and trying to get a nice range of grays in between the black and the white. What's nice about the adjustment layers is that you can see a before and after. So on the bottom of the tab, the little box, you'll see an eyeball icon. So right now the eyeball icon is clicked on, so that means you see what the layer adjustment does. If I click on it, it's going to show me the before. You have the after and the before, after and the before. So I've noticed that I have maybe a little bit too much black. I'm losing some detail in the bar up here, so I'm just going to adjust my black over a little bit, maybe my gray just a smidge, just to get a little bit more of that tone back in. I can see my before and after, and I'm pretty happy with that. So since I'm done, I can close it out. So there's an X in the top left-hand corner. Let's close that, and I have my levels changed.